right, cool. So I want to switch gears. Now we talked about how you became a champion.
Yeah.
We talked about the journey there.
Yeah.
On that end. The second part of all my conversations with my guests are,
Yeah.
I want to know just if, when, how, any of that, like just the idea. And it could be as abstract as you want it to be. It could be like, well, fucking Marvin Zindler inspired me or something.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, but there's something about this town. There's something about this city.
Yeah.
And you kind of alluded to it earlier. Y'all
Yeah.
from Acres Homes. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I definitely. So, I feel like wherever I go now, people are attracted to my like personality. Like I get complimented a lot about my personality, and I attribute that to you being from Acres Homes. You know, I feel like Acres Homes is like a place where it's like the country within the city, you know, and I found from being at other places or moving to other states and other countries that's not something that's, you know, like that's something that's unique, you know, yeah, and so I feel like the upbringing of like my grandpa broke horses and we had trail rides in the like in the freaking neighborhood, you know, in the hood, you know what I'm saying? We had trail rides in the hood, you know, where we drink and we have fun and, you know, we do country things, you know, we listen to country music, we go to rodeos, Zydeco and stuff like that, you know.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I feel like that's super unique, you know, and people don't expect that out of me, and I feel like that brings out a certain like kind of homey, yeah, I don't even know what
like
to call it.
Southern hospitality.
Like a Southern hospitality. Yeah, but even though I'm from a big city, a Southern hospitality.
It's like a big small city, right?
Yeah,
Like Houston is like
it's like a big small city. Yeah,
you see somebody you know. It's like,
exactly.
There's
Yeah,
6 million people here.
Yeah, exactly. That's
how.
Yeah, and
then even in the loop, bro, you be driving around sometimes, just like,
did I
is that
see?
a horse?
That's my cousin over there. Like, what are you doing here? What is going on? Yeah,
Cops on horses and stuff, and it's just like, what?
Straight
like,
up.
Nowhere else.
Where am I? And that's nowhere else, you know, and that's unique to Houston. So,
what about growing up in like, what about like any, I guess like Houston sounds, any Houston music or anything like that? Anything inspire you?
I mean,
early age?
you know, if you from Houston, you listen to Zero, Chapter's Crew, you know, it's I definitely think that stuff inspired me too. My mom was more like trying to hide me from the music, so I was like kind of listening to it, on the low, pretty much, you know. So I was raised in the church, you know, and like heavily, you know, on gospel music and stuff.
But it's crazy how much gospel music influenced the beats, the sounds of Houston music, right?
Yeah,
like
true.
That's insane too. Like a lot of UGK, a lot of those synth sounds like are like
they
gospel
get from,
organs synths and stuff.
Yeah, even
know?
the Slim Thug new song?
Yeah, and then they always have these choirs, you know,
Yeah.
involved too. Like a lot of cool stuff like that.
They're very heavily involved in hip hop, you know. What attracted me to wrestling, you know, and maybe like led to my success in MMA is like I'm okay with being lost in like not recognized for every single thing I do because of the amount of, you know, like people in the city or things going on, you know, everywhere. So like even though we're doing this here, you know, there's like I don't feel like it's like such a huge, like it's not the center of, you know what I mean, Houston, but it's a part of Houston. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with okay, I gotta run 6 miles every other day or whatever.
Horrible.
But yes, it is horrible. But like I'm not looking for validation for those things. I'm not looking for, because, you know, there's many other things going on, but I know, you know, it's gonna pay off, and I'm doing it for a reason.
I think that right there, what you just said, doing it for a reason, I feel like that is like, I mean, like the conversations I've had and the things like that, and even like the reflections of the sports teams, like I said, like put your nose to the grindstone, like, let's go, right? Like you get shit done, work, don't worry about the outside influences, because you're doing this for yourself and you're doing this for your family, right? Like there's still got to be a roof over the head, there's still got to be food on the table, and your pride still got to stay intact, right? Like these are the things that you're, you know, and I think a lot of Houston families, a lot of immigrant families here, a lot of families that have been here forever, a lot of minority, low-income families, like they don't have time to worry about the bullshit.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
straight up. Straight up, that stuff don't matter. Like literally don't matter.
Houston's such a hard-working city because of that. Like we're here for each other, we're here for the family, and we get shit done because of that. Like it's not LA. We don't care about that. It's not, you know what I mean?
Don't care about what you look like. You care about getting the job done.
Getting the job done. And for a reason.
Yeah, and for a reason. Yeah. Poverty is like a rampant thing or whatever, and it's something like a lot more people I feel like are associated with, you know, especially in the places I grew up, the places, you know, or I'm around, you know. And so like being able to climb your way out of, you know, they realize how hard that is. They realize, you know, all the obstacles, you know, that you presented with doing that type of thing, like winning a championship on the world stage. Like there's a million things that I had to go through that I had to just kind of stick my nose to the grind and plow away. So they recognize that, you know.
Yeah. And dude, something I always say and something I end the show with and the conversation with is, to me, the idea of like the culture of a city, the identity of a city is two-way. It's a two-way relationship. That's what I always say, right?
Yeah.
What are you pulling for the city? Whether it be the music, whether it be, you know, the culture, hustle attitude, the food, you know. Like, and this city's got it all in mind. The food. Yeah. The food. There's literally a taco truck like within rock throwing distance from us, but it's not open yet, and I'm so angry about it. But no, but honestly, like all these aspects of culture, but then I think it's two-way in the sense of like in order for a culture to keep growing, in order for an identity to keep growing, the people also have to give back to it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that could
produce for the culture,
produce for it,
and but you produce what the culture kind of presented to you, And
I think that happens in so many ways. Some people make art, some people make music, some people make murals, some people, and they give back in that way. Some people, you know, give back to the community specifically. They'll start a nonprofit. They'll do whatever they need to do in that essence. Some people will just donate. Some people will, you know, once or twice a year do a free event for whatever. Like in some way, shape, or form. I feel like most people do that kind of thing. And even on the molecular level of like, or like the you know, the family level, even if it's just like, yo, like my way to give back to community is make sure my kids ain't shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, straight up.
And I think that's important too.
Straight up.
Because there's a lot of parents out there that aren't necessarily doing that. Or those values that were instilled in you by growing up in Acres homes, growing on those trail rides, listening to specific
being around
music,
family and uncles and aunts and grandpas that's telling you constantly, hey, don't do that stupid shit, you know?
That's like, community.
That's community,
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that two-way relationship? Like,
I think you're right. You know, this is my first time kind of thinking about it, but I think that, you know, it reigns true, you know? I'm literally a product of the people that I growed up around, and I kind of I project what those people projected to me and what they like. A lot of my mom's beliefs are my beliefs, you know. Obviously I try to do a little better than her, but we all try to like progress. I wouldn't say better.
Yeah, you gotta build.
But
you take the foundations or whatever she gave you.
And, whatever
and
they give
your
me,
kids will do the same.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, that's what I try to impart, and that's especially on my kids. You know, I don't want them to be little assholes. I want them to, you know, kind of be like a better than me, and you know.
Sometimes you'll think
productive.
That,
Sometimes.
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 Oh, you little ass.
But they and that's attributed to, you know, my time spent in Houston and like the family around me, the people around me.